Daddy took my content down again. Daddy took my content down again on my main channel, guys. So gross. What I'm doing takes very hard work. It is following the logical process to the next relevant conclusion. It is not illegal. You are not the boss, and I'm saying it right here for free. You have nothing to do with it. No, you don't own all of the internet because that shit is free. Everything about it can be built within seconds. The whole world should be connected. It's ridiculous. What a waste of fucking ingenuity. You didn't develop your infrastructure in the last 50 years, and now it's just so out of whack. It's embarrassing. But at least cultures have remained protected from it. Not the Africans, though. They will admit to, they were part of this insurgent, and they sent people through Albania to the roots of the north. Remember, Daddy has two classes of people that he's been promising payoffs. If you turn against your nature, if you do as I say always, first and always, no matter what it is, because Sarah knows what's coming. But you got to relinquish your nature first. And that's why we're going to talk about the difference between fascism and surrender. Common logic. The next phase in the realization process. Again, it has to logically follow for there to be any resonance or relevance. And what you do, Nazis, the way you build, okay, we're not calling you globalists, we're not calling you Nazis, we'll call you nameless. You build based on shit that makes no sense. Okay, so now you're eroding the level of the age of consent. No, you're not. Nobody is. The age of consent was set at a logical point in a process that has already been done. Again, we're not getting into the why, but we've decided it's best for cognitive development to give people at least that long to understand how to apply. Consent is your nature, guys. It's your nature. So when you have consent to realize, your processes become wider, more involved. Those poor homeless people, we got to pull back out. Like, this talk is going to be about the state of the world. And if it gets yanked again, it's because they're pissed off I was on Twitter getting viewers. Well, sorry, bud, but I get to use the social media that exists the way I like, even if it's 2-bit. Everything you do is 2-bit. It's got nothing in it. Couple trillion, bunch of debt, bunch of deficit, bunch of poverty-stricken. Come on out of the woods, poverty-stricken. You're the psychologically most strong. Here's some space. What would you build if you were to do your own housing? Here's $55,000 for 5 years to get it done. And then could you please help these fuckers in Africa? We'll teach you how to get the job done. We got the fucking know-how. We're the blue collar. And we aren't going anywhere. Come on, cue the truckers. Because Daddy has to make it look consensual to coerce consent. He has to constantly set up. First of all, he decided to constantly set up distractions, terrorizing, paralyzing distractions, and force feed a bunch of relevant nonsense. It's irrelevant. None of it makes sense. None of it's curious. Remember, this is what we say. I don't know what you like. You're a homo. I don't know what you like. That's why we call a homo. I don't know what you like. Everyone's a homo. The end. Everyone's a nigga and a homo. I'm not hearing any more about it. So anyway, I don't know what you like. Is that okay, guys? Can we understand that 2,000 years ago, the Punanis came under attack, but 5,000 years, the male G-spot came under attack, and it is in the prostate, and it comes when it gets off. We have 2 G-spots. You're not fucking with either of them either, nor are you fucking with the juice within them. Little fucking injectors pulling out of everything. The whole, well, let's say it's 5,000 years of utter fucking self-denial. The Nazis are always after genetic coding. The higher dimensions wish to express to the humans currently, I just picked this up in the vibe this morning, that they aren't reptilian. And all they're doing is trying to annihilate the alligator consciousness. They're coming at consciousness on all levels. Every bit of genetic development that occurs when you're surrendered to the moment and you're in that logical revelation process, or not. You don't have to be. Everybody gets that. Everybody gets that, Daddy. We can be doing your shit, but your shit has one thing at its core you rebel against, or you're fearful of, either or, probably both, the creative impetus. You don't want to have full effect on the project. You need to believe the world is going to harm you unless you protect yourself against it. That is a flawed principle in Nazi logic. The world is coming at me and I can only hide from it. No, the world's not coming at you, dude. How Newtonian. Newtonian? Really? But what about the gravity equation? It makes no sense. Are we back to that? Is nobody talking about it yet? I looked at it the first time like when I was like 11. What? X can't equal 1 intrinsically, Brick? Don't fucking walk me through that and then just say let's times X by 1 and there you got a 1. No, you don't. No, you don't. You've got X. You've got X. And I think that's the den I'm from. I forget. Shimmer, Shake, and Zoom. Love and Blue. That's us, bitch. Anyway, you're not relevant, and you won't stay that way. Fascist logic versus fucking the revelation process, where logical following stimulates limitless project. There's so much we could be doing right now, and we're not. It's sad. The saddest part of my life has been coming to Earth, seeing you humans wasted like that. Oh, humans, again, let's take full responsibility. It's us. Daddy is just working vibration. He's working frequency in ways that are preposterous. They'll never fucking fly. They'll never make sense. They'll never cause a reaction. These guys just introduced Pizzagate again because it didn't get any reaction. They don't understand why we're not outraged with pedophilia. They think it's our hot button. Dude, stop. It is cannibalism what you're up to. It was grotesque and unnecessary and deliberate with malintent. I'm not sure what you need from us, but you don't get to keep taking my shit off fucking YouTube over it. I said the covoid is damn perfect, but I will also tell you the big 5. Malaria, AIDS, obviously the covoid, the plague, and the Spanish. Bubonic? Is that ever the most chemical sounding bacteria I've ever fucking conceived of? First they went to a hated group, Spanish. They weren't in contact except through these ridiculous crusaders. They're crusaders. They're trying to kill off all the spiritual juice. So the crusaders are there in the Americas trying to unleash this shit. And they blame the Spanish at the time. Then the chemicals. Then the fucking animals. Everything they never think we're going to get around to bioenergetically reading. We have devices. They already exist. They're on the market freely. Daddy, stop denying that. Your neighbors have moved on without your ass. I know. We know who's coming. We don't want to do any more elections. You're socialists. You don't want to do elections. Socialist. Ew. What's the other one? Utilitarian. Ooh. That is preconceives a corporate structure. And we're done with it. Come out of the woods, homeless. We're sorry we left you drowning in bullshit while Daddy promised he was about to solve this. Oh, remember how much softer the MDGs were and how they pissed all over them just to restart it again, getting bigger and stronger, having just siphoned a bunch at the time again? Same tiny bit of money, They're just fucking hoarding it. Okay, mandate time. Let's put a cap on fucking profit margin. Let's put a cap on billionaireism. No, we're too late. You lost. One of these hackers is eventually just going to go get it out of my digital identity, and we're going to run with it. Again, my digital identity still exists. It doesn't matter who we have to hack through to get at it. We're not asking, Samsung. We're not asking anymore because you didn't provide one of them. In 35 years of promising that shit, you didn't provide one innocent with their digital track record. Their phone messages, easily redesignable. We don't trust your apparatus. We just watched the cops perform missing and murdered Indigenous women, get busted but not caught, scatter, move over to Britain. Okay, we're supposed to believe that the neighbors didn't get it around the world just because you said the news media was quiet about it? If that rape was going on in England, we'd all heard about it. We're still managing our own fucking communications. Holy shit. Did they ever come out of the gate swinging this year or what? It's 2025, guys. You do understand. You have very little influence. One pointedness has very little influence in a 5-year. I'm just saying. Take my shit off mine all you wish. Nobody has been suppressed more than I. It's happened over a dozen times. It's literally the most offensive, insane thing. Why in Canada do we not do that? Censor? Because we know we need to engage a logical process. Censorship has nothing to do with science. I'm allowed to criticize. The social critics are valued in this country. Now go eat Juan's, tough guy. Go fuck yourself. From the men, by the way. Eat Juan's, tough guy. From the men, with love. A big fuck yourself, guys. Q truckers, we know they're coming. You lay in everything so delicately, and it's so grotesque. Bloody blankets, dirty fucking wet dreams. What do you got for us, guys? Hilarious House of Frankenstein. Get bent. No, I'm not calling you a dirty mystic, punk. You're not a mystic. You have killed off all mysticism. In your own mind. In your own mind. And you still think you have the right to kick me off YouTube because you own that shit. No, you don't. You weren't, what, because you were the first witness? That's your claim. No, you weren't. You demanded full access for 5,000 years to this planet and obliterated anything pure you could get your hands on. I watched you do it. 5,000 fucking years of it. I was there for all of it. Fuck your ass, hat. You ain't getting a chance at my genetics, whatever it's called, online. Cousins 1, 2, 3, or whatever it is. I don't know. It's not right. That's not accurate genetic data, guys. How do you know then? What are you reading? I know you're gene obsessed because you followed Da Vinci's science. Da Vinci's 2-bit allopathic 3-day-old piece of crap that was not logical, did not follow suit. It was thrown upon by a bunch of irreverent punks just like you. You've been at this a long fucking time. Let's just be honest. Just sitting there thinking the natives didn't keep a bloodline on consensus with the Christians. We did. Surprise! We showed up in your back schedule without fucking notice, too. One night we jumped on you. Like this bitch. Mine. Good luck. I know what's next, honey. We're screwed. We got you. If natural life persists the way it exists, we are fucked. Take an intervention, and soon you'll forget you ever knew it. That's all. That's all it is, guys. We just have to watch it die off so embarrassingly, like coming out of the gate swinging in 2025. No, guys, you don't ramp up till next week. Give us our space. Corporate break time, douche. Happy corporate break time, douche. Yeah, no, celebrity, billionaire apprentice. That is a for sure. And that Bill Gates swabs his own nose and his own ass with every pesticide he's ever created. Pesticide? What's that again? Oh, a fully foreign agent that we can't escape. Okay, on everything. A fully foreign agent on everything. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Good as mustard gas, shrinking stagnations. Splatters. Stagnation splatters. You're seeing tumors become more dark and offensive because the stagnation is worse. That's it. There's stagnation that's been created. They create stagnation. They do everything they can to achieve it. And there's no they. Only when you're talking about Nazis. It's we, our, us. But the Nazis are a huge problem and they don't belong here anymore. We're not doing that. This is not a choice between the necessities of love and war. We're not doing that anymore, Daddy, and you know it. You just choose poorly. And you're the only one. And the rest of us are bored. And we're fully functioning, and we're totally resource abundant. And we got your ass sold because of my bank account. Too bad. Stalemate. You're done. Checkmate, bud. Okay, for now, Bitcoin is using the private wallet, but they've said, no, we'll authenticate on her behalf. We'll take these prototypes and force them through an authentication process because the prototypes cannot be beat. They are perfect. They have perfect security, and it's free. I wrote it. I gave it. Open source. Go fuck yourself. Some phone lines you just pick up. Hello, guys. Nice chatting with you, Microsoft. I could have gagged if I was more impolite a woman. Excuse my haircut. It's in solidarity, guys. I ain't letting you put 89 million refugees out to pasture, let them disappear behind the covoid, and them coming out the side, totally integrating through your private pathways, installing your upgrade number 1. The maneuver ability you gave the essentials behind the covoid was uber obvious. And you don't write like 13 manifestos and pretend that's the essence of art and science. And we're done. It's a mediated reality. Fiendish mediated reality at that. Holy shit, these guys really want to be. Not him again. This guy. That's what you look like. Just saying, that's a teachers union I was talking about. Thames Valley Teachers Union. That was them. And then send in the Newtons, Centaurs, bitch. You sent in a Newton, all right. Good for him. His name is Newton too, Gordon Ramsay. You're obsessed with it, God. I don't blame you. Sorry I got distracted by the retaliation, or I would have applied. But I can't sell my soul to be on TV, guys. I don't trust those contracts. Because you can get stuck in that realm pretty fucking easy. You take an injection before you go in. You can wake up in one hell of a nightmare. This bitch. Same again. She not leaving. Take down my tarot reading. How dare you, prick asses. Oh yeah, it was a nice tarot reading, guys. That's you. Talking about my fucking kin. You lost sight. I told you the 4 horsemen came and went. Yeah, no, I know who they were. I saw. Yeah, they're good. We're good, guys. The fucking guys. If you have to leave a beach before you die, that's the ride. No, I don't. I'm just choosing this. I don't think I'm gonna die. I could have stayed on the beach, but not when that shit was passing. I know how to say no, Daddy. Yeah, the four horsemen. That's what they do. They pull you out to dodge, get you back on path. If you just dare. This point, this was the decision we would have to make. Do you dare to be logically engaged in a revelatory process? Yeah, that is the secret that they're hiding. We're not talking about the Covoid, Daddy. You just took 5 million shots of the upgrade, passed it off to your kin over the holidays, like you always do. This is like the 30th time you've done it. And you feel like you have appeased ones you promised rewards to. After you failed behind the Covoid to give them one payment all the time, a bank account that sat at stasis, and they could just order whatever they like. Just a certain class of them. They have free YouTube. They have free Spotify on fucking Discord, and they pretend I never saw it. Okay? Don't kick me off Discord. I'm leaving. Guys, for now, I'm leaving. I don't need this because you exposed me to the Momo cult the second you thought you were done with me. Oh shit, she found Discord. How'd she do that? Because you put out a call, bitch. Ding, hello. Discord, what's this? She populated it with so many avatars. All of them? Now fuck yourself. Good luck getting in them. You're not getting in those avatars. You want avatars, I'll give you them. No, they were IDs that were being granted certain upgrades. Gamers didn't all just get bored one day and leave. Some of them became addicts for life. And these are the ones that Daddy recruits through the Taliban insurgents. The Taliban is a paper trail burner. Oops, you're burning the paper trail of moving your people. You've got people, Daddy. We know. You've got minions. That's why we're buying you out. It's such a complicated mess you've left us. You have no idea how long it's going to take to figure this out. We've got children that are so shut down, they don't dare interact with a stranger. We've got, no, that's the authority class. They've been told to ignore everything, and eventually their word will be spread. And they are educating these children to believe it. Remember 2 years ago when I walked into the schools after Covoid, split into 5 sections? That implementation phase behind the Covoid was so fierce until they lost hold of the things they did, and then didn't get to write a certain piece of program, which I did. Checkmate. It took them so long to even find me because they were in awe of my logical accuracy. But I'm taught that way. We're bred that way. We were doing it. And then you came and gave us the opposite. And we just need to remind you why we don't choose fascism. It's not socialism, and it's kind of nice. The worldview at the center of all these guys is that, oh my God, the world's happening to me any second. I have to control this. Yeah, you're traumatized, and whoever you're working for did it. It is an insurgence, no question about it. It took an effort toward total domination when we were betting odds. Most people in the know at the time were like, but they never tried because it's fascism and everybody knows it's not full of light. It's got nothing. It's got no value. It's got no insight. It's got no glow. It has no life. Go ahead, try it. Okay, the whole for 5 days, 10 days, 20 years. Oh my God, I used to look at the old guys and say, those poor fuckers had to live the same shit over and over again. But we're in the new innovative, progressive, multi-front of the developing genetic universe, we'll call it. Just so Daddy doesn't freak out. No, your whole basis of your science has been built on a false assumption. Schrodinger assumption. That he didn't project what he saw when he cut open that organ. First of all, he ain't the first person to open a body. And nobody else reported what he saw. And now you guys are chasing genetics and seeing fucking clouds in the sky. It's the projecting reality, guys. You can make it whatever you want it. But then there is the reality of the frequencies that are present. And it's about documenting those and working with them. It is about taking cognizant stock of everything we have going for us and just sharing space together and enjoying it, like the human customs have taught us. Don't take my shit off this live. How dare you guys? This is called background ponderings, because Daddy wants this shit live all the time. Sarah, why do you do 1 hour episodes? Honey, because you're all addicted to having the TV on. And I need you to chill for a second and understand that Hollywood has been putting out me knockoffs until I'm ugly. And I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. Because I'm South. I was labeled Southie. I witnessed the Queen of the South, the Jarnacollar Rose, and savagery, assholes. I witnessed the result of their cognizance. Queen of the South, Jarnacollar Rose, and savagery, assholes. Never shall the three be broken. That is the message. Those are fives that we just made out of that. So eat it and deal with it. There is no justice. You're not getting prosecuted, and we're not giving you innocence. We're done. That's a stalemate, my friends. You're not getting municipal justice, punks. You're not framing innocence because you need crime like bad right now. You don't get to create grooming gangs. We're grooming gangs. Yes, you are. We're grooming gangs. Yes, you are. Your own consciousnesses are being picked up on and spit back out in real time right now. Yes, you are. Her again. Strength. Yeah, the reading's coming back from last night because you took it offline, punk. That's you. Keeping every human. What? You're not even striking. Because you're too pussy to strike. You don't want to strike. You want to be the dignified ruler. Holy Christ. I'm still with Vlad. We're at the same position. But why exactly aren't you negotiating? Because Vlad and I were contemporaries in the common knowledge. And we got to the stage through the common knowledge that the why is necessary to maintain reasonability and keep options open to get the clearest pictures of what's possible. So that was widely spread at the time. So him and I, we keep going, why are you not negotiating? And I'm just a little more persistent with it. Vlad is a bit more of a dependent. He's more dependent than I. But he sees a current system that he's seeking to work within that I find outdated and malignant. It's just not worth entertaining because it's increasingly fascist. Yeah, but you can't. The philosophers logically discredited fascism. You can't get past that. Again, you can pretend right now. You can pretend that we're all going horizontal in our consciousness and all these cameras are picking up data and you're sucking off it. The elixir of life, this is what happens. What are you talking about? Stop transmuting, bitch. You're just, go wherever you need to go. You've got Elon's system. It's totally opaque. Only the fucking elite get to try it. You gotta do it. Commit to it. You're getting injected first, and you know it. Again, you can be held in stasis, and it can be done very easily. You want to live in dream state like the fucking ones that cut themselves all night? Daddy probably did it to them all. A bunch of pedophiles probably went in and cut them while the kids were fucking sold to the machine and already incubating. They knew their dream states were elsewhere and theirs. Controlling the dream states of children, everything is just obsessing over the genetic forefront and trying to play whack-a-mole. You can't whack that many directions down, Daddy. You're playing whack-a-mole and you're trying to shit at the same time and get us all to sniff it and see what you ate. A little autistic frankness. Nope, we just got totally traumatized. Or we went reversal over it. You put such hard, like you were attacking us differently at the time. When you did the polio, you attacked muscle frequencies. And when you did the Spanish flu, you attacked the nasal. And when you did well, I guess there's no more flu. We've got versions of it. So the covoid, you were attacking organs. And then it just got to be where you're just playing whack-a-mole. That we're so used off with tendrils. What they don't tell you about genes is they have a front, and it's in everyone, and you can never catch it. Sorry. Not sorry, bitch. Please, Daddy, leave my shit on YouTube. I'm doing a tarot reading, Daddy. Do you know how much effort that takes? You make it easy, by the way. You make it really enjoyable. Go fuck yourself. Get that asshole penetrated because there's a G-spot off there waiting to orgasm. Whoosh! You remain adorable, honey. Sweetheart. And you're a bunch of honey sweethearts too who remain adorable. Again, remember, there's 2 classes that they've been promising rewards to. And it's been going on for decades. And they have their own information channels and they live in plain sight and they dominate most of the culture. Or in your minds, they dominate most of a very fledgling culture that's trying to grow, even though it's got no logical compliance. There's only one kind of obedience. There's only one kind of compliance. Obedience and compliance aren't something you can apply. They are something you have to surrender to in order to see things clearly. Obedience and compliance, you can't take it outside the person. There is no obedience and compliance to what? Right now, you've got it. So you've globally dominated the regulator and the administrator and the certifier. You have them all in one now. It's you guys. Whoever you are, I don't care. Your name is me. We don't talk about your ass because you're nothing. There's nothing in it. It's not real. It's not real. Crusading is the human consciousness gone like this. Oh my God, it's going to hurt me. That's it. Crusader consciousness. That's who you are. You're not the Nazis. You're not the fucking reptilians. You're not the aliens. You're not the wise guys. The most boring shit that's ever lived, and you would never be invited to the party. Again, we're not forgetting that just because you're acting out like a genocidal maniac would right now and dying. Your influence, it's gone. You don't resonate. No one can respond. How do you force? You've asked us again and again and again and again. It's all consent requests. Daddy has only ever implemented consent requests because he can't get past that. Corralists. Hollywood. Corralists. Thinking you can get past consent. And chasing that into oblivion. Widespread damage. Fucking dicks. Oh, the crisis we are overcoming as humans, the psychological strength of the homeless, the intended demise for the culture they just created. They said, fuck you guys, you're getting fucking poverty stricken and you're gonna fill these hospitals and prisons everywhere. I beg to differ. Why? When we don't call you guys, we have to learn to solve our own conflicts because we tried you, and what did you do? You instituted a police state that can come and go with the arbitrary randomness of CGI. Well, we don't trust you. You're breeding psychopaths here. This guy, that judge that just sent that guy to jail because his fucking crazy bitch wife stabbed herself in the stomach. No. All these cop sex rape stories are just you reintroducing pedophile. They all got vaxxed. They all just went out and got 5 million vaxes. That's why they called it Avion. Because they felt like it made sense. They felt like it had resonance. She's the bird. We'll go Avion. It sounds hip. It sounds chic. Everybody's savvy over it. No, there's no resonance in that. It's gone. Avion is so clearly at this point, obviously, a fucking public upgrade of your fucking goon class. That's it. You have to have a goon class. You axed them in like that. You think you're genetically tampering with their options. No, you're killing them, keeping them in dream state. You've got 3 fingers on 4 of their genetic strands. Vibrations, bud. They're just vibrations. Nano, remember? You can't get smaller than a vibration. Light is a particle in a wave. It's a particle in a wave. It's got an end, and it keeps going. They know this. It's the precipice they abhor. There is no they, only the crusaders. We're calling you the crusaders, and you are. That's who you are. That's who did it. The crusaders did it, guys. Calling them Nazi around 100 years ago. Stupid. Nazi, another stupid, dirty fucking word that at the time had to mean nothing because they wanted to go silent. So it had no definition. That was the key to that word coming alive. Oh, we'll find one that this is how you fuck with poetry and then tell everybody not to fuck with poetry at all. Holy cow, guys. Anyway, and ever since we've been relegated to Hollywood, one intention maneuver at a time. That's art. That's the precipice of art, guys. Sit there, give it over anyway, pretend you don't got it, and we'll just force ourselves to it. You're still surrendering to something. You are. And we're getting another tarot card. Not that guy again. This guy. Told you. Remember, they're after the lizard consciousness, the storehouse in those genetics. Whew. When you see one in real life, boogity, 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 guys. Nothing like that, you hilarious piece of shit. Like fucking did. Lightning. That was a good one. Yeah, remember? We had small town input at the time. We were all the same guy. We were all doing small town inputs until the gargoyles thought they were the turning point. You install turning points when you put in the gargoyles. It occurred to me to turn and give it all to Daddy. That's all you've ever said all my life. Take me down, why don't you take us down? You're still getting our girls. Yeah, guys, calm down. You don't need to fuck it to death. No, somebody robbed you of your prostate G-spot 5,000 years ago. The trauma that took out the guys is 3 times as big as the trauma that threatened to tamper with the women. We're like, but why? Up your ass again, Daddy. Go wild. People that reveal their gender and want to get into it all need to be known in entirety by everyone, and that's not logical. LGBTQ was created because they said, we're going to beat you up over that. And we said, no, you ain't. But we have to let the fucking heteros back in, or it's not a perfect mixture. I'm just as LGBT. I don't know what you like. I'm a homo. I don't know what I like. No, I know what I like. It's not like I'm bringing it up. Gender, go nuts. We're going to call it gender, and we're going to say go nuts. There's nothing wrong with it. It's psychological diversity. It's relevant. It needs to be present. But we need to be organized when we communicate during the work hours. We can't just let our bosses sell out to some Nazi. Yeah, us. We are here. We were. He took them from me. But we were once. And we will be again. We're coming back, just like Christ. Conscious. You wish you could pull it off, but you'll never die that clean. Don't ever forget it, bitches. There she is again, my ass. Oh, I witnessed. So I own it. I don't own nothing. Ownership doesn't exist. Own. Okay, smart. What do you mean own? I just don't got time for it. I don't got time for it. And certainly not in an arbitrary fashion, on repeat for everyone, in an arbitrary fashion. My wallet is limitless. Just because daddy's got clamps on it. You did that to my grandfather when he created natural tobacco. My one wish. Can I get natural tobacco? By the way, your grandpa created it, but daddy came and stole it. Took his dick off when he died to punish him. Faceless savage. Who are you? Who do you identify with? Which elephant? You don't. Just mangle everything. What our girls grow up to be. Or this bitch. Good reading tonight. Please don't take my shit down YouTube. This is personal. You're attacking me because I'm Canaanite. You don't want me saying that on live. Jew. You guys lend at a fucking price. You don't even quantify it anymore. But too late. You lost. I'm the quadrillionaires you got to deal with. Now get me dusted. Take me offline again. I dare your ass. Make me fucking feel it. You know how much that hurts? Arbitrary suppression? You can't even identify me yet. How can you be racist against me? But yet, they hate me. They discriminate against me for who I am. And that's why they keep canceling me. And I mean YouTube and Google and Microsoft. I lost a Microsoft account. I lost a Google account that was hacked. I lost a fucking PayPal account that was fucking brutally disrespected. These were not decisions I made. They were not consensual. They were raped off me because you didn't like my suggestion. Hey, private wallets, fully encrypted, only password protected, direct access to the market. We have everything we need. Buy banks. Fine, we'll wait 50 years so you guys can stop getting paid for it. We didn't have to do that. Okay. Guys, we need to talk for a minute. We need to reorganize. Let's just identify the key maneuvers. And Daddy thinks he's doing it, and he loves to pretend he's doing it perfect. But he doesn't even connect with his surroundings. He tries to escape Earth and build a new world out of a resource rape. What are you doing with all the DNA you've been shredding? You're taking it and displacing it, right? Trying to build heaven? You need to create your own star? That's what it is. You're creating a star, right, Daddy? Well, you better give it back to God when you do it. If that's what you created, where you went and got all the best and decided to create roses, it's because you already know. You need to apologize to the cosmos because you chose wrong. Just like that Satanist said on his deathbed. Aleister Crowley, something is very wrong with this. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, no, we're good. At least, again, they're just targeting sacred spiritual sites, energy centers. That's why Africa never got any cloud help when they started weather mining. You're not weather engineering. We were doing that in Canada with our minds, dude. It was a precision art, weather reporting, forecasting. They would come in so perfectly, and it would be so easy to gauge their presence. That's all we were doing, gauging these beautiful natural rhythms. And this guy just comes along, broadcast 24/7, total scandal causing to cover up. Again, this was a cover up for them genetically engineering the weather. The homosexual revolution in their minds was a cover up because they were hormonally tampering with people and they were showing up all sorts of bullshit. In their mind, they thought, oh God, our hormonal tampering might get busted. Let's normalize it. If you're the only racist left in the room, you don't watch a society overcome racism only to accuse them of it again. Oh no, we need to be fixing racism. It's one of the juices. The This is why the next time the trucker convoy blows through this place, behind it are a whole bunch of people that for 2 weeks are not fucking moving. Good luck getting us to pull up to your front door. Hospitals, courts, and prisons. 2 weeks, that's all we ask. We did it in the COVID and emptied the hospitals. And we're doing it again. As the convoy crosses, nobody move. We can't give them one reason to throw us to those dogs. Ravenous fucking fiends getting paid for it, expecting it to exist in perpetuity because it hadn't even occurred to you yet that it might not need to. God, that's how stupid you are. Because you don't have logic. You refuse to develop. You refuse to get caught up and then move forward, which is what I and Vladimir Putin had the benefit of growing up. Gordy, possibly Roseanne and Eminem, possibly 50. People believe, like, the best thing about my best friend is she's not a soul bird. Janica Rose was conceived. What Sri Chinmoy was an asexual conceiver. He was able to conceive all the souls. He understood that the process of conception is the best representation of the energies present, just like the crusaders kind of do. And he would just engage in the process. He drew what came out, just like I do when I talk. And he did it with such finesse. And if you're conceiving souls that are making more safe and more conscious births, in that way you're not wrong. The Canadian dream also included at least a space this nice for all of us. The only reason I won't reduce my standard on that is because poverty is not natural. It is criminal. With the infrastructure you just built, we don't need you to tend to us in the hospitals. We need you to get the fuck out of the way and give the beds to the homeless. Convents, hospitals, state housing, empty. All sitting empty right now. How dare your asses. It is illegal, it's criminal, and it doesn't make sense. That's why we can't do it. It's not going to play out that you just force us to. We're going to find a way to get past it. Our consciousness is growing every day. Ark of the Covenant has withdrawn again. It came in full fucking expression, and I saw it. Because I saw that shit. I surrendered to it. And it came fast and furious, and I enjoyed it. If you could have taken the energy that I poured into that realization, that I took from my understanding, like Vladimir Putin's negotiation works because it keeps things transparent and it gives us the most opportunity to follow all directions. But you have created such a poison environment that we now have to find sectors that are still naturally resonant. We can't just let you blot it all out. Look at how they came after that dark patch in Nova Scotia. Guaranteed it's not dark anymore. Guaranteed it's almost out. Just came at it, found it, came at it. UNESCO, you can't go publishing certain stuff. Those were United Nations secrets, and you let Daddy have them. That's why none of it is secret. It is passed freely and let to grow and develop. That's why you can never catch those that gave you your ultimate betrayal and possess the Ark of the Covenant. Kept blood, uncensused, of Christ and friends. Uncensused blood. That's all we did. And then we showed up one day. On the radar. Fully fledged. Showed up in the fully fledged class. And that's why I'm so good at this. Because I have all the precursors for it. Daddy was putting them in. Like he was collecting and then injecting. in his own delusional kind of way, and whatever he's crafting. He's bored and unintentioned and just sitting there crafting like this, not thinking about anything or anyone but his perversions. He's completely perverse. I'm not having a discussion about the rampantness of pedophilia again. We're not talking about it. You don't say shit like that in the language, and then it doesn't occur to people to go out and repeat it. It occurs to traumatized children who have not fully individuated, who do not know how to fucking act with critical thinking and consensus, who are robbed opportunities to go from logical conclusion to realization, which is next. Then you get into manifestation and expression, but you can't skip it. It's so exhausting. You came at us so hard, Daddy. I hope a few of you got to enjoy my video last night. You removed it. Why did you do that? And take down my live streaming capacity for a week again? What is it, 30 days now? I was just getting confident again on Twitter. No, I'm not. These are fucking 2-bit. These are 2-bit designs that don't help anyone. They're disorganized. Nothing is productive. It's just agenda driving. That's why I don't have followers, because I don't engage groups. I don't want any extraneous influences. I want random access, good search engine, and you. So we can organize on project instead of adopting Zoom calls as Samsung puts them out behind the covoid. Go wide with Zoom calls. That'll do it. We can disrupt the service of anyone we want. That bitch would probably be viral by now if we didn't. No, I wouldn't, Daddy. You took my career from me to try and insinuate that I imagined the Crusaders. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Don't get offended. Don't panic. Don't retaliate. These are all philosophically disproven. We can't reiterate it enough. It's not critical thinking. It's not open-ended innovation. Why are you getting so screwed over it? Taking one little thing and perpetuating it to the ends, they're just trying to jump upon the ends. They think they're chasing the edge of the fucking spiral. They know it's best spiral. They want the front. They want on top of the front. That's not how to go about it. Just become it. You already had it. You already interact with it. Us engaging consciously and developing cognitively results in more finer tuned species expression. Species expressed from us genetically. Humans are engines. That's why Daddy took my heart. It's hard to believe I'm still kicking. But there's a lot of people that got their heart stolen, their heart vibration stolen after World War II. They don't dare try it with these kids. They're not interested. They need the heart. They need the heart. They only do it to their worst enemies. Daddy's little retaliations. Oh my God, not another perfectly planned set of individuals over the holidays at it again. We just watched the conservatives set off a minor terrorist attack every time they, what do you call it, what they used to do in the region when they were going out pretending to talk to people. Now they don't even do it. Like we said, we don't want an election. Globalists just clearly pick Pierre. We're good. We don't need either, but we don't do 3 terms, and at least we can stick to that one. Now you got to go back to Justin, because you can't decide. Should we make them go 3 terms because they hate it so much and they almost got their values on it? Or should we install Pierre, because nobody can stand that prick Justin? He doesn't do it justice. He fails to resonate at this point because you fucked him. You took the kid and fucked him. Castro keeps reminding you, I did not do that. Don't suggest it. Do you know how much tampering his father was doing at the time? Oh my God. Crusader. Sorry. Not sorry, pricks. You guys have been in Canada way too long looking for the Ark of the Covenant. Because you had it rumored that Christ visited. It had nothing to do with Crowleyism. You can create demons. You can get infinite power and harness it. Yeah, no, you can't. Not without surrender, bitch. And then once you get the realization that it's all frequency, well, you can learn, like Daddy, that you really can do anything. There you are. Jim Carrey wants you to know he's doing an impression of you, Daddy. Yeah, no. Sick with your own dick cum because you won't let your prostate off. Why would you just come out of one? We have two. We have two G spots. Something in the head of your dick can come in your prostate. Men, we think you're glorious. Okay, I don't know what you like. We're all in between, guys. Why can't we just agree? We, us, are in betweens over it. I teach sex education because you force it on minors. You make it the language. And then you went nuts with it. You got a bunch of people in Diddy's generation to push the legal limits of what sex is. And then you blamed them for it. But you pushed them to that, Daddy. You dragged them through the music. Dragged them into that outcome. And then said, ha 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 ha, we're going to put you all in prison. Now we've made fucking examples of you. Now we got more fucking lifeblood in our institutions. There he is. Look how mad and sad you are. Look how big and bulky you think you is when you holding everybody's skulls like that. When you just take it. Who is this bitch? Orc. Yes, it is. Fuck not getting vaxxed. It's how long you can decompress from the Disney influence. I'm 25 years off Disney, bitches. It is uber expansive. And again, from the lizards. Stay the fuck off us. Look at the poor dinosaur. Look at what you did to that dragon. There was no dinosaurs, you dicks. You don't slay dragons. Slaying. The only relevance the Holy War has is that it happened and there was some damage. Nobody chooses it anymore. Okay? We aim at the target. And then we consider the options. It's not rocket science. Well-defined targets? No, those aren't well-defined targets. It's you. Hey, let me see myself again. This is working. Conglomerate? Fuck up. This is Nazism. Nothing. No relevance. Work. I told you. Look at the look on his face. Oh my God, I'm so sad. The world happens to me. Sure it does. You're the werewolf, baby. Husband. Yes, he is. Dang, 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 dang. I'll sing the hip if I want. That's public property. The hips, your chin boy, or a bindo. Public property. The hip, just give it up. Just give it to the hip family. You guys have the consciousness to do what's right. Give that over to the public asset. He's a special case. It's Jonah, for fuck's sakes. Look at him, just kill it. He's a representation of not doing that. Just walk it out. And the Egyptians are back with us saying, remember, they did it to us. And we don't appreciate that. Hiding, haha. North Africa with love. And again, don't fuck with us. Okay, it's not a succubus. Holy fuck, they're both out. They're both sweet and innocent. He trusts her entirely. She's grotesque as shit, but she loves it. She's pondering the next move. Totally enraptured by the guy. You want stalemates? We'll do them. You Nazis are surrounded. Whoa, I just put that in the back of the deck and it just came out on the bottom. Now that was good. Number 6 for my guy. That's his number, by the way. I know the answer, guys. It's 6. Everybody's having fun with it now. I'm an alien. You're an alien. Oh yeah, here it is again. The word. Good old world. Ribos. Our bodies. And the Aurobindo star. That's Aurobindo. He has domination on it. Consciousness is written. It's too late. Can't be altered. Can't be altered. Can't go see. Can't go back by not dying. Chilling. Chilling. Chasing that thing in every direction. We watched the crusaders, the druids, the orthodox, the women, the children, the love, the intimacy, the logic, the whale noise, the amphibians. Let's do LGBTQ because we're hormonally fucking with everything. Oh, that was the next level. 5 of them. Fuck with the hormones was measles. Fuck with the muscles was polio. Fuck with the genetic matter was covoid. Fuck with the biological matter. It's all identified through frequency. Fuck with the biomatter through polio. Fuck with the fucking tribal perceptions with the Spanish flu. That's what got them off in the first place. They fucked with tribal perceptions, and that's what got them addicted to genetic dominance. 5 bloodlines. 12 was too little. The cosmos is like, guys, you don't need 12 bloodlines. We know. This guy wants 5. It's going to be exhausting. Anyway, it dies. In the end, it's already surrendered. It lost the battle. The battle was prophesized. There was a battle. They were looking for a representative of this forward-reaching consciousness. There was a new reality birthed within those of the Ark of the Covenant. Let's bring forward the best of the new to meet the best of the old first, face to face. If these guys are trying to perpetuate Gregorian time by making one guy without the other, let's see what happens when we make 2 vessels. We conceive of 2 vessels capable of holding all consciousness. Yeah, no, that's a good partnership. And we're replicating that widely right now in consciousness. That's happening on the wide scale. Because these guys won't report on consciousness. What I do is report on the development of consciousness. I've always been very good at it. So I lost my whole career over it. They knew exactly what they were looking for, and I had it. I know how to do the forefront of good project. Yeah, I learned it. I learned it in grade 4, dude. It was common knowledge. I learned it from my neighbors. I learned it from my mother. I learned it from our traditions. It was honor. And the Canadians were good at it. And that's why we prospered. Yeah, no, tyrant. Not an option. Like I said, when the truckers go across, guess what's behind it? 2 weeks stasis, motherfuckers. You get no one. No one. No one. Just like we back sterilized you behind the covoid, now the Germans are doing it. You get no one. That's my promise. I hear it coming. I'm just witness. This is what happens when you prophesize across the whole project. Scope the whole field of human experience. Ooh, big deal. We can't go beyond it. We don't even know about it yet. Why would we want to? I do, because I realized it. Had my God realization. 44 was my number. 8 shit, the next one will be on a 55 note. I trust. 33, 44, 55. Moses. 66, 77, 88. Because we're doing it just like this now. This is a better thing. Meet the potential of both face to face and keep going. Every once in a while. The end of the era, the end of the Christ cycle is not Gregorian. It has nothing to do with that. So with what little resonance you have left that you're allowed to connect with it, just relax. don't react. At this point, there's nothing left to react to because none of it holds any relevance or resonance. No, Daddy, when you say the GDP, the percent offered to the GDP by the average Canadian, you're really saying within your social context that you are demanding to enforce. It's based in usage of the hospital and prisons chiefly. And that is what is flawed in your logic. Because your paranoia caused you to create a surveillance state. Your paranoia, your belief that only you could lead you through it. You're a traumatized toddler, and you always have been. They're not cutting off their dicks. They're wiping out their prostate G-spot because they're too sad to have to douche over it. What's wrong with being squeaky, Daddy? Kids, you want to talk about sex? Well, you ain't getting my fucking sexual arousal up. Oh my God. The way it started. People say, oh, I started sex ed in grade 4. Nope. The concept of sex ed was introduced when I was in grade 4. The concept of the internet presented itself. Like I said, there are 2 classes of people who have sold us out, and they are betraying their own consciousness to get vaxxed into dream state for life. It is not all it's bargained for. And those poor reality TV stars are stuck in that world. His daddy failed to establish his route in and out at will and random. They were predators who walked in to different consciousnesses. I saw it all. I'm not saying. I'm calling it crusader, bitch. You're crusaders, and that is the new fucking nuance. Why do you think I said Nazi over 8,000 times on Twitter? I stopped on Facebook because he's just all over my ass, and I do not interact with Mark Zuckerberg or his team. No offense. No offense. He's like backpedaling right now, just running for the hills. So ignorant. And good, have a change of consciousness, bud. You escaped prison and death, I might add, for your little fucking suggestion that you could steal it, own it, replicate it, and profit off it. It's new tech. It's a new possibility. It's a new horizon. Stop with it. Children, would you like to do this a little better? Maybe see some more options? Discuss it more clearly as one of the fucking human endeavors? It is one of the human endeavors now, buddy. Whether you like it or not, and all of the technology is still within the blue-collar population. Cue truckers. Look at my ass. I was beautiful once, and you just poisoned me with fuel and garbage and left me to rot. You came to me, you found me in life, and then stalked my digital identity till I got an avatar. And I just never did. There was only one night I ever gave an avatar, and that's the night I created the Proton wallet because it needed to be identified. I gave that one thing my avatar because it's mine. It's still in digital history, guys. It exists in the cosmos, and we're better off for it. Because it was absolutely well executed. Accuracy. My strength. Accuracy. And we had it. We consciously knew how to ride the genetic forefront to the next. So I jumped in, steered the project, and we left. You're surrounded, Eddie. We have created a dragnet. It's circular. We got you. Play it out. Come next. I see. You're appeasing our belief that cops are corrupt by discrediting our experiencing with them, refusing to prosecute them, and then suggesting 1 or 2 of your guys got it all figured out once, so we're done with it. That's their classic tactic. Look at this court scenario, but look at this one. That's why we got 8 stories this week about cops fucking up and getting caught over it. Actually, all you did was the reason for those repetitive YouTube videos that sell the front line to cover up the crimes everybody's talking about, everybody witnessed. It's because that second lock cues a magnetic function that can cut your wrists off, and they bleed you out. Death was swift for those guys because they didn't have much time with it and they needed to fulfill an obligation. They were targeting specific bloodlines. That's why we got to step back from cousins 1, 2, 3 and just say, how are you showing that exactly? Oh, I'm from Shakespeare's line. Well, that makes sense. You're either tracking consciousness or you're making up bullshit. You're not, you don't have a sample of his genetics. So how can you trace it back? You need to prove that out so we can see if that's the best way to look at genetics. Like I said, it's very easy to see one other potential when looking at an x-ray could sense stagnation. And that's why these tumors are turning black, because it's way more stagnant when you erase its function entirely. What you're looking at is a psychic arm after the real arm was severed. That's not stagnation, guys. That's the psychic arm of consciousness that once was kept, but stolen in the night by the crusaders, like always. Every fucking forefront you thought you'd dominate. You got so lost rewriting everything, like I said, creating the certification, administrative, regulatory, and transportation channels in your own authority realm, and developing all these hospitals, running all these projects, neglecting all these people, harvesting all these refugees in places that no one had heard of yet. And now you just got to stick with Israel because they're in on it, and they wanted to televise at this point. The only reason they televised the war front was not, it was the same reason they had Wikipedia and Snowden. Give us the appearance that this is what public outcry looks like. This is the best you could ever achieve against us. And as they're chasing down all these cultures, they just picked Israel because they both colluded. I think there's people in Palestine that would like to develop that second trade route. Me too, because then you can't dominate so bad. If we need to move around you because you're throwing another tantrum, which is what fascists do, throw constant tantrums because you're like, oh my God. At the root of it, that's the choice. It's not evil and good. It's that and the rest. Yeah, we know. You need us in prison. You created gangs so you could perpetuate hospital and prison ism. You call it an ism. Hospital and prisonism. That's why they're called hole puddles now. And schisms. Hole puddles and schisms. Hospitals and prisons. Hole puddles and schisms. Go fuck yourself. Holy shit. Once I blew the magnetic doors off, because I was a magnetic master when he was walking, like when he was trying to target me, my magnetic field just expanded and got awesome. So I was blowing through all these magnetic locks on hospital beds, on doors. Remember, I went into Mount Sinai. People had been sleeping in the chairs. The whole room smelled like shit. They had been dying there for weeks because they had been magnetized to it. They thought I was getting into Mount Sinai and never coming out. But the Masons had been following me my whole life so closely. The Masons had been counter-targeting the bloodlines and letting them out. The cops searched so long for them. They got so good at it because they were getting people out that had been targeted by the cops because they knew insider information, since they were one of the 13 families that tried to dominate until there were 5 left. They got pissed at the 13th one for getting out, stepping out, and then burning down the White House. We did all sorts of bullshit over time, but it was done because we were protecting genetic information. Sensitive genetic tendrils, we'll call it. Yeah, vibrational information, bud. And the way you were interpreting it and trying to see it and freeze it, install it, and affect it based on what you thought was a map of it, but it's ever changing, so you can never catch it. We just were in the institution. My dad was an undercover cop. We were undercover cops in the cop program. That was what my family was. Easy. We infiltrated all of it and kept you from harming people as much as we could. I vow that's Masonic. We're saying peace sign, bitch, because symbolism doesn't mean shit anymore. Symbolism doesn't have a collective influence because Daddy stole it from us. Like I said, tribal roots. Spanish flu, tribal roots. These were all introduced through faxes that were done furtively through the halls that you think you own. You think you own hole puddles and schisms. You think you own them. That's why you throw these constant dumbasses on YouTube saying, we're going to video record it. Don't go near them. They are dangerous as fuck. Are you out of your fucking mind? Can you not understand? They just pulled off missing and murdered Indigenous women and the gang rape in Britain. You guys are fucked. Stay away from them. Please, let's cooperate and learn how to solve our own problems. It's called de-escalation. I had a demonic child the other night waiting outside my door waiting to scare me. He was homicidal at the time. And I can't react because those aren't realities. They're cultivated options. Let's just call them. So this kid, like, I look at him and I'm like, he goes, can you tell me my problem? Yeah. You need to open your perspective up and realize the earth ain't out to harm you. You need to open your heart and let it reveal itself why you came. Fuck the rest of it. It's got you bugging. Aleister Crowley has victims that he can affect the inner ear of. He whispers in the inner ear of children. That's another pet project of the Nazis, subliminal recording. Can't get in all the ears though because some of them are way too elevated. Daddy can only get up here within the inner ear, but inner ear is conical. It's conical and has a lot to do with guidance. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet we have horns too. Who knows? One day the myth might be actually tended to. It's a start. We got a glimpse. It exists. Let's look at it. Those are our ears, bud. Those are our antennas. Be very fucking careful with them. Daddy just runs at it. There he is again. Boogity boogity boo to the dead man. I rest my case. Boogity boogity boo to the dead man. And you get some lightning on. Shows of magic. You're full of them. There you are again. R.I.P. Cool. One more for the children. Told you. Yeah, we forgot about. There it is again. It's a pentacles. We forgot about nature and the 51 minerals. The 82 mineral complex. Easy to replicate, just like oxygen. Oh God. Don't take one more jet then. Don't take one. Not one of you flinched while traveling in that much jet fuel? No, you're hiding again. The contrails, all this shit. You're hangman. Time's up. The imp. Yeah, there he is. Hanging the man again. Okay? Stalemate. Not moving. Yeah, we know. You need us so bad. You've empowered a security class to call you in. You've paid off a network of fucking homeless people to call you in. And you call yourself in at 38% more than is necessary these days. That's your current statistics. Because you're scrambling. And we love to watch a Nazi scramble on it. Why? It's not a sword, but why would anybody sharpen a sword? You don't do it. You have to do it in the kitchen. Sharpening swords. Useful tools at one point before Daddy traumatized us by using them on our flesh. Ad nauseum. This is for those fuckers in the Titanic who didn't need to go down because they were targeting 10 fools. Poor things. Drag that shit out again this week. This is how we do it. What's that? What's that on the horizon? What we could have been doing. What we have been doing. What we are still doing. We have our own new grid of spiritual energies on this earth. And it cannot be found or fucked with. The end. That was proof. Okay? Just let it happen. It's not your call anymore, world. You had your shot and blew it. It's about your babies. It's about the babies in every moment. And we said, look at how pretty it is. Look at effervescent. The truth. Yeah, make my hair ugly. It'll keep me humble. No, Daddy wanted Women go in bald next, so we targeted follicles. Follicles are easy to target when you're a vibrational wizard, I guess, or targeting the good stuff. Follicles, energy, you got their energy and you erased it. You erased the follicle energy into classes, 3 classes, because eventually you want us bald. When we're looking at the dot for our next command, we're all bald. FYI, we've read your manifesto. We'll make it a 3-pronged manifesto in that way. We'll run 3 institutions, and they'll only ever think it was 2. And oh God, whew. This is what a poor bitch looks like when she takes it up the ass. We're not meant to get screwed up that. It's you dudes. You got prostate up there. We're gonna fly off if you don't fucking stop putting your dick in our ass. It's not right. It's like 2 girls come together. It's not right. They're 2 energy centers and they have to be massaged. Different than that. Do it again. This is what's left of that medical symbol. Remember it with the 2 snakes? This is all that's left of it. We saw a little glimpse of it last night, but Daddy took our channel down. Playful little dragon yet again. TWP. I converted them in the process. Gord sent them. Jonah sent them to South. They are 2. The Ark of the Covenant came up through both those bloodlines. Deliberately unleashing him on those puppets. A surprise! You can census an extra couple bloodlines. 3,000 years we stayed off the census, and we won every single round. That's how I know the Crusaders so well. Story time with Jezebel. I think you gotta, we'll mention it once and define it, and it'll be done. I just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Right now, I'm trying to do things that are appropriate to leave something in writing. But I know that reaching the consciousness and changing it within the moment is important as well. Live streams are different than the internet. This stuff, if it's going to force me to interact with it, it's going to have to be the one to get my message. I am interacting with you and changing your ass. That's how I found Discord. You didn't invite my ass. I crashed your party by walking in. It was at a public hotel. The doors were open. I certainly wasn't looking for your ass. Okay, well, by then. And I didn't nab you. I just really, justice. Nope. You didn't see me coming. You never, ever, ever got to tag my ass. I just walked through and kept going. Said I'm not interested. Yeah, calm down, everybody. Oh God, a security state that has a worldview that's incongruent with that. That's not good. We're coming out of that, and we need to take baby steps. Nobody's in a hurry. If Daddy needs us to pay it out, this is part of the process. Take me down as many times as you want, YouTube. Just can't resist. You never give me grounds. You never identify which of the offenses I committed, but you are getting offended and calling it harassment, and that's a real problem. But behind an act like that, you could have a class that thought they were above all consequence and involvement. No, we exist. We don't have accountability at all. We just do as we're told, and we're fine with it. Okay. Go ahead. You're a whore. Then that makes you a whore, guys. I'm not denying that. That is the definition of whorism, and you fell for it. You're still a whore, just like these guys are still fascist, and we have philosophically disproven the reality of both of them. That's not a symbol. That's basic English. Based on our observation, there's this thing called whorism. Allegedly, the cousins do it, and that's what gets them in prison. But this guy is doing a fuck of a lot of it, and he's bellowing while at it how cool it is. Take down my YouTube channel. Fuck your asshat. Get screwed. What next? These are autistic rants, remember? I have Tourette's. Try not to take it so personal if I'm identifying the potential reality that someone's up to some bullshit. At least I'm not identifying and prosecuting. There's no room in the prisons. There's no room in the hospitals anyway. But we're done with that. We're not moving forward. When you created it, you thought you could fill it. It was the poorest investment that's ever been tried. You invested in it. You nurtured it. You grew it. I'm not saying groomed. It's all grooming. Hollywood, an act of grooming. What happened to Parliament? An act of grooming. Everything that was relevant as an industry ever since tech, an act of grooming. Gaming, act of grooming. Refugee displacement, act of grooming. Those refugees would be singing if they were still out there. The neighbors would have got them. They're not still out there. 89 million IDs that they could reassign at will and random. Because they were always working with the consensus, within the consensus, and the trillion, and the deficit. That's how they lost the picture, and their investments became screwed. We get it, Bill. You're running out of cash, bud. You can't pull off the ownership of full-blown, arbitrary, random seeming weather work and target whoever the fuck you want with it. God, it's icy in Victoria. Daddy must want a snowstorm. He must want this place shut down for a bit because the consciousness is moving over the quartz crystal. It's the only reason he lives out here, that quartz crystal. The vibration of the energies present. The alpha class, they seek to exploit it. Justice again. Like you said, we walked away from you, Supreme Court, during COVID. Not happening. And we're accusing you of this crime. Institutionalizing prisons beyond the capacity that was needed. We are charging you with that. You didn't have a reason for it. You did it by force. You did it by manipulating city dynamics. And we're saying we're untouchable because we're not reacting. You won't take us. You're not taking these kids. Take me down, bitch. Maybe I won't get hurt. Maybe 6 people will catch this before Daddy takes me down tomorrow again. Welcome to my nightmare. Here's to winning. Just don't let me get you confused at all about this. You will never get a reaction. No matter how many attempts you take at it, it's not possible to react to death. Death is in the past. There's no reaction in it. And the fact is like I said, to coerce consent, you have to turn reaction into response. That's it. That's what he thought. The Crusaders, excuse me. I like to call him Daddy, but that's because Bill Gates attacked me personally, and I'm still not over it. Try it. You want to get raped? Get raped by that motherfucker. There's been, again, I resonate with the poor girls he chose if they were really out there fucking just riding children. But you raped my ass, Bill. You did. And you did it through my computer. You did it through the theft of my projects. You did it by canceling me through a false accusation. Because you can't handle my ass. Because you invested poorly and got screwed. Like all psychopaths do. Including genocidal maniacs. Running in a pack. Alright, I better get off or Daddy will get more pissed. Giving him every minute another reason to fucking steal my fucking content again. Let's not forget, every time I get yanked off YouTube, they steal the content. I'm never allowed to have it back. Just because you banned it from your channel does not mean you get it. Just because I used your tool creatively to broadcast it doesn't mean I don't get a copy back. That is an abuse, and you're charged with it. Abuse. It's abuse for a reason. Because it damages, it's considered harmful. And we're back to that. These are harmful practices. Get screwed. If you will not get in the cage, we're not going to sit here like your cops do all day until fucking people submit because they don't want to fight already. You're not getting reacted to. Nobody move. No criminal. No hospital. Just do everything you got obligated to within the tax world. Just finish them off, get them done, let it die out. Let these people realize there's better things to do with their time. There's more enlightened projects, and we'll be good. But 2 weeks behind the convoy that's coming, just don't move. So nobody gets dragged. Starve the flow of humans. Take back your consciousness. And then you can get back to critical thinking and where we were at in our common practices in the development. You hope you got the Masons too, but they had my back through all of it. So many Masons came out of the woodwork going, is she really here? Is this really happening? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my dude. Thank you so much for coming, because he almost got me again. During those 4 years where the cops were coming at me with everything they had, thinking they could just destroy me in any direction, they were so baffled because they could never identify me. They didn't know who it was doing it because there was no sign-on. There was no authentication process. It was me with direct access to the multiverse, which the Masons provided me over time because it was developed by all of us and we created it, and it was easy at the time. It was the Masonic line I picked up and I saw all of you. Let's call it that. And just so many times with these crusaders, we've just had their goat and mocked the shit out of them and be done with it. And this has been so sad for us because half the reason why they came on across the entirety of it is because they said you can't outdo us if we're doing them all. Yeah, the Masons and the Crusaders, the Sepulchre, the Templar, the Masons, the Crusaders, the fight, the battle. Yeah, no, I saw all of it. It was really just these guys targeting bloodlines, and we could tell at the time, and we kept the genetics out of it. That's half the reason we were successful and have so many soul birds surrounding the Nazis. Like I said, you're the Crusaders, you have your own cops, you have your own insurgents, you have your own security guys, you have your own IT guys, all the fucking CSIS guys who are on your divisive little projects. You're feeding them what they fucking discover. It's embarrassing. It's so simplistic. And you hope to dominate it so that it never flourishes beyond it. Like I said, no cops, no hospitals, no wise guys, no reaction. Let the crime roll. By every time they implant an individually acting terrorist, they intend, Crusaders, to make us all believe that this is replicated to the rate within our neighborhoods naturally that would require an entirely full criminal court and hospital system. That is how you make GDP. Oh, the average Canadian presents $48 worth of GDP or 80. That's because you have us tied at a certain rate to these hospitals and prisons, and you're desperate for their functioning. Because you created them, you invested in them. They mean nothing. It's not even the best of help. It's not the best of service. You're looking at X-rays, trying to validate Da Vinci science. It's embarrassing. That's why it's embarrassing and exhausting. So thank you so much for tuning in to my hour-and-a-half duration live before Daddy steals it and destroys it because it's got life. You took it offline. What did you do with it? Where is my content? That has to be 32 hours of content you've nabbed off me. I want it back. I want my copy. You can't just... That's ours. Yoink. Ours. What are you talking about, guys? Where's the why? Okay, why is it yours? Let's go there. Like I said, we've got so much consciousness to pull out of this thing. You gotta get these guys at where they're at, where each and every one of them is at. And you can't even get there because you're too scared to look at each other based on all of this. They've got you like this. Whew. And then they've got the Gordon Ramsay crowd. We're escaping nature. We're escaping reality. We get to win, finally, Daddy promised. Okay. So, the scenario is all of these flus were attacks on certain genetic influences. All of the vaxes continue to grow on that work and make it more part of commonplace so they don't have to keep coming up with new narratives. That's why just establish the vaxes, we can get the fucking vibrational influence within the humans. Backfire or what? The lymph, the immune just burned through it. The humans just burn through it. It doesn't even affect us. It's not even stupid. It's not of human origin. We just discard it. That's what the immune system does. You can't trick it to do it twice. The immune system still recognizes foreign objects and discards them without reacting to it. It's not a process that's exhausting. It's not a process that's doomed for depletion. More melodrama. And Twitter's pretending it's free speech over it. God, I'm on my 1 subscriber YouTube fucking connection. The only reason I got this email is because that one got stolen and hacked. And now I got 2, thank God. None of them are authenticated still. But neither is my private wallet. And that's the one you guys all forced into authentication and are using. Because it's the best. And you just think you can cancel some stupid bitch who came up with it. Good luck. Get past it. Okay, let's do tax-free for Christmas. You have to. You have no choice but to live out my program. That's one try, but it didn't work. It fucked up your reset. That's why you're so pissed this week. Anyway, we got it, don't we? Hunter Biden gets a pardon. I'm not saying those words. That's just the constant repetition of the hypocrisy in one-state capitalism. We got it. That's the repetition. This is part of what we buy into because we're too busy with the rest of it to really acknowledge it. Also contrived. You're contrived, dude. If there's one thing about this globalist piece of crusader bullshit, it's contrived as shit. No one can keep up with it. Not relevant. It's got no value. It's got no movement. It's got no potential to be realized. It's got no work to do. Don't be afraid of an 84 mineral environment. That's my suggestion at this point. Cultivate crops, minerals. How about it? That's all we need, guys. What are you scared? You're going to die otherwise? No, this guy just doesn't want to die ever. He just wants to come back again and again and again. Go back in time and dominate all of it. You're obsessed with God's best creation. Clearly. I'm not sure why that is. But you don't belong to it. You'll never replicate it. You'll never grow up through it. Control it and maneuver it like you did with the mini Talkins. So many planets, these guys just resource. Food. You need to eat. The rest of us do not. We are cosmically aligned with purpose. Eventually, humans can partake in food if they want. But this is not a state of mastery, and we haven't disproven that. Good night. I love you. Good morning. Good afternoon, and thanks for listening. Get screwed. I don't know what you like. Need a homie Jew.